October, we've been telling you about an interesting project along East Eager Street in Baltimore. A nonprofit group is taking down a row of vacant and blighted homes to make way for a park. But these more than 100-year-old homes aren't being demolished. They are being deconstructed.
Brick by brick, in fact, the group is reclaiming these old homes by salvaging, cleaning, and reselling the original building material, especially the brick, the resale value of which is funding its deconstruction effort, which is now poised to expand to a larger work site. With one last push, the end-of-row home in the 2400 block of East Eager Street came tumbling down. On New Year's Eve, there was no better way to end 2014 for Jeff Carroll.
By the time we got to the end, we certainly had learned more about best practices for this kind of large-scale deconstruction project that makes it feasible.
Because for Carroll and his company, Humanum, he didn't necessarily know it would be. The idea was to erase a blighted row of homes by pushing them down and salvaging the more than century-old building material. The gamble was whether or not the old lumber, marble, and especially brick could be resold in the burgeoning reclamation market at a rate high enough to pay for the process itself, a process which employs those who desperately need a job. Now, with its first row completely down, it's a gamble Humanum is ready to say has paid off.
Yes, absolutely. We actually had 5 or 6 other companies that were requesting the material. We were obviously looking for the highest price and for the biggest commitment long term in terms of volume. But all of the players that are involved right now are willing to take a lot of it.
Which is good because Baltimore has plenty of it. This is a picture of Humanum's first sale, a flatbed stacked with what was Eager Street's blight. Now cleaned, wrapped, and headed for a company in Connecticut that specializes in brick facades for new homes. Another shipment stayed local and is being used to rebuild the backs of decrepit row homes in a rehab project currently happening in the Oliver neighborhood. The brick being pulled out and sold from the Eager Street homes is known as Baltimore Common. Our area's clay beds gave it its unique color and density, and it is becoming a commodity on the market. A trend Humanum's chief business officer hopes will continue.
We're looking at a bidding war. We had from Connecticut to Iowa to St. Louis, Chicago. So people are really interested in buying our brick, and we're seeing it deployed throughout the country, down to the Gulf Coast in Connecticut. So stay tuned, because the Baltimore Common is going to be the brick to have.
And the more demand, the higher the price. The higher the price, the more people Humanum can hire. Workers who have barriers to traditional employment. It is the nonprofit's main goal in all of this, a goal that has been realized for the first time on this kind of scale.
They could take down houses, but they can't incorporate the workforce piece. So we found out a way to do that, and that's what's so interesting to people, and that's really what's going to drive the change and the innovation around deconstruction and workforce coming together.
A blueprint Baltimore City is buying. The city released yet another road to Humanum, nearby 900 block of North Port Street, a project the company will start deconstructing later this month. Taking down yet more blight, not with a wrecking ball, but rather mostly by hand, giving both these homes and those working on them a second chance.
We'd really like to change the industry. And so I think that the potential is there to shift the way we take houses down as a rule and see the more classic demolition approach be the exception to that rule.
Humanum says while successful, it learned a lot of lessons while deconstructing that first row on Eager Street. The company says it expects to get more efficient as it takes on more projects. But even with its initial success, other cities with similar vacant housing stock like Camden and Newark, New Jersey, have shown interest in a similar program. To see our other stories on this project, log on to our website at abc2news.com.